Hello everyone, today I'm going to be making some little miniature snow globes using these little tiny glasses that I got from Amazon. So we're going to be using those, and they're going to be like little decorations that we can hang on our tree. So I've also got these tiny little decoration things from Amazon, and that's what's going to go in the center of our snow globes. So the tree, just so as I can get everything ready, I don't want this little wooden base, so I'm gonna get rid of that and then just fluff that back up again. So that's all our little bits ready. So now I want to mix up some polyurethane resin. So I'm going to be using Polycraft FC100 in white, and this is by MB Fiberglass. So I'm going to start by adding half of the mixture of part A into my pot, and then I'm going to add in some, I've got some white mica powder, so I'm going to add in this to the first half so I can mix it in well before I add the second part. So I'm going to pop a bit of that in there, get that all mixed in nicely, because you don't have much time with polyurethane, so it's easier just to mix in the colour first into one component before you add the second one. And then you only need to give it a little stir to get the two mixtures mixed together. So then I'm going to pop that back on the scale, tear that, and then add the which one did I add first? Right, I've already added that one, so I'm going to add in the same amount of this one now. This polyurethane resin is a mixture of a 1-to-1, so it's equal parts, and this does come out white, but I've added that little bit of extra mica powder just to give it a bit of a shine. So we're going to mix this in nicely now. Generally you only need to mix polyurethane for about 30 seconds. So just going to pop that cork off while I'm stirring. And then when I pour these into the glasses, I don't want any of this resin to touch the sides. So I've got a little pipette here, and I'm going to chop off the end, and then I'm going to squeeze that, and then we're going to drop that into the bottom of the glasses carefully. Sorry if I go quiet, I'm just concentrating. Don't want any of this to touch the sides of the glass. So while I'm doing this, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's subscribing to my channel. I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you all so much for all your lovely comments and liking the videos and all that stuff. It is much appreciated, so thank you all ever so much for that. So I'm just going to finish off topping these up a little bit, and then that'll be our little snowy base for the bottom of our snow globes. So one tiny little bit left in this one to do. Are they pretty much equal? Yes. So we're just going to leave these to cure now. I'm not going to fiddle with them because I want them to stay nice and level. And then once they're cured, we come back and do the next bit. Right, these have all cured now, and I did have a little bit of extra polyurethane left over, so we do have 5 now and not 4. And I did get a little blob on there, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So I've got an extra little Christmas tree to go in. So these little decorations that I've got off of Amazon, they come in this bag. You get quite a few, but not all of them fit in the jars. So just be aware of that if you're going to do these, because like only certain one of them fits. So like that one fits, and there's like a little bell there. He fits in there. There's some other little ones in there that fit. So yeah, so I've just picked out the ones that actually fit in these glasses. So that's our bases done. So I can hang these on the tree. I've put some little eyelets in the top. So we've got these little screw eyelets, and I've already done these 4. So I'll show you how I did that with this one. So fiddly, get some pliers so you can hold that solid. And then I found the easiest way to do it is to hold this solid and turn the cork. So we're just going to get a little hole started with that, and then unwind it again. So we've got a little hole started there, and then I'm going to pop so it stays secure, because these are going to be not heavy, but they are going to have a bit of weight to them to hang on the tree. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of super glue. Let's get that ready first. I'm going to pop a little bit of that around the screw. And then screw it back in to the hole that we've already made, turn in the cork, and then when that dries, that will stay nice and secure in the cork. So that's our little cork topper. So they fit in there, and then you've got something to hang them on the tree with. So that's that bit done. Now we want to secure these little fellas in there. So I'm going to be using UV resin today. I'm using J Addiction hard type, and I know I should be wearing gloves, but this is all so fiddly at this point. I'm going to struggle with gloves on. I don't have any reaction to any of the UV resins or the polymer, the polyurethane or the epoxy, so I'm okay doing this without gloves on. But if you have any sort of reactions, please wear gloves. So we're going to start by adding a tiny drop of UV resin, and again I don't want any of this to touch the sides, so I'm just going to put a little blob in the center. And then I've got these, yeah, I know they're a bit of an overkill, but I've got these long tweezers, and I'm gonna hold the little ornament, get my UV torch, and then I'm going to hold that in place onto that little bit of UV resin, and then cure that in place with the UV torch. So I'm going to keep holding it until I feel that it's secure, and then I'm going to and then gently take my tweezers out, and then that's our little ornament inside our little glass. So I'm going to do the same thing for these other 4, now that we've got 4 now. So I'll pop you on a little fast forward while I do this, and then I'll be back for the next bit.
Tiny worlds in my hand, oh so magical. Winter scenes that glow so fantastical. Shake 'em up, let it snow all around. Mini dreams in a globe safe and sound. Snow globe wonderland, everywhere I see sparkling flakes fall so endlessly. In a tiny world, life's full of cheer, merry tales of joy without a tear. Crystal domes with a touch of delight.
Right, so these have all had like a little cure now with the UV torch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them under the big lamp just for a couple of minutes, just to fully cure, because we're going to be adding water to this. So we'll get these nice and cured, and then I'll be back in a minute. Right, these have all cured up now. So we've got our little figures in our little glasses, and we've got our little tree at the end there. So next we want to make up our liquid to go inside these now. So I've not done this before, but I googled it and it said distilled water. So I've got 1 cup of distilled water here, and then it said you could either add things like baby oil, glycerine or olive oil. So I've got some pure glycerine, and on the internet it says 1 cup of water and 3 teaspoons of glycerine. So, and I think it says the more glycerine that you add, the less time it takes for the glitter to float to the bottom. So I might just add in 4. So we're going to add glycerine now. I'm sure it says teaspoons, not tablespoons. Right, so, and then we get that mixed in. It does stay on your teaspoon, but, and so I can pour it easier, I'm going to split that mixture into 2 cups. Just so as I can squeeze it. And now we need to add some glitter. So I've got some little stars. You see that? Silver stars. I think it says like 3 teaspoons of glitter as well, but I'm just gonna chuck some in. I'm gonna wing it. So I'm gonna put some in there, some in there, and then I've got some mother of pearl glitter, so I'm going to add some of that in, and then I've got some baby blue glitter, so it'll look all icy. So I'm going to put a little drop of that in as well. I'll probably put way too much glitter in, but hey ho, you can't have too much glitter, can you? So we're going to give this a bit of a stir. Stir this one as well. And the other thing I'm not sure about is are you supposed to leave, are you supposed to leave like a little, I've seen in some that you get like a little air bubble. So is that supposed to be there, or I don't know. But we're going to pour this mixture in now and hope for the best, I think. Some of the glitter's just staying on the bottom, look. Maybe you have to keep stirring it as you're doing it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm using my left hand. That's going to be awkward. I think what I'll do is I'll put some in each of them and then just top them up with a bit more glitter at the end. Because they're not all getting the same, like it's stuck in the bottom there, look. I have to keep stirring it. Oh, that one's got loads. Get another little stir. Didn't need all that mixture I made up, did we? So I need to leave room for the cork. See, look, all that glitter's left in the bottom, but right, let's finish off topping these up. Let's give that another stir. Get down to eye level. Oopsie daisies. Let's get down to eye level and see how much I'm putting in, I think. That one's got too much now. Right, I think they've got all about the same amount of water in there. So if I just test them with a cork. See, I've got bubbles here, so does that mean I need to add a little bit more water? I think so. So let's just put a bit more in a smaller cup and then top these up a little bit more. Has he got too much in him now? Oh yes. Right, so I'm just going to let these top bits dry off a little bit for a minute, and then we can super glue these corks in place. So I need to let that cork dry, so gonna let those dry off for a little bit and then I'll be back in a minute. Right, these are all ready for the corks now, so I'm going to use my pliers and hold on to this bit here and then just pop a bit. I've got some super glue, so I'm just going to pop some super glue round the edge of the cork all the way around. Just so as we've got a nice tight seal on there. And then I want the loop to be facing forward, so when I hang them and put the cord through, they hang with the decoration facing the front. So I'm going to pop that in there. That down, and then I'll do the others, and hopefully once I've done them all, then they'll be secure enough to finish them off then. So I'll pop you on a little fast forward while I'm doing these.
Tiny worlds in my hand, oh so magical. Winter scenes that glow so fantastical. Shake 'em up, let it snow all around. Mini dreams in a globe safe and sound.
Right, so that's those all securely in place now. So now we're gonna, dare I shake them? I think some of the water's come out while I've pushed them down, so we're just gonna give them a little wipe over. And I think what I'll do is, this super glue comes with a super glue activator. So I'm just going to give them a little spray around the tops. Just for any glue that's sticking over the top there. So now we've got our, that's the wrong way around. Right, so let's give them a little shake and so that's our little little Santa. Then we've got our little reindeer. Then we've got our little snowman. Oh, he's got a lot of stars, hasn't he? Our little snowman. And we've got our tree. He's got a lot of glitter. See the bubbles there, but I'm sure it's fine. And then we've got our little tree at the end. Right, so we're going to finish these off with, I've got some cord here. Oh, and first of all, I've got some little charms to go on each of them. And these little split rings. So I'm gonna, so with the split rings, don't pull them apart that way. You want to split them by pushing one away from you and one towards you. So like that. So it ends up like that, so it doesn't lose its shape. And then I'm going to pop a little charm on there and then bring it back to the middle. And then I'm going to pop a bit of cord through there, fingers and thumbs, and then we're going to tie that round our little bottle. Got a knot in there. Do a double knot just to make that secure. So we've got a little charm on there, and then we're going to cut off that excess. And then I've got a little bow. And I've got hot glue gun, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in the middle there. And then we're going to add that to the to the front. So we want that to go over because we want him to hang that way. So, and then we're going to put the bow in the front there. And then we've got another bit of cord to go through our little eyelet there. And then tie a knot in that. And then cut off the excess. And then having it so that loop that goes that way, it will hang facing forward that way. So that's our little tree decorations, little miniature snow globes done. Give them a shake. So that's our little centre. So I'm going to finish the other ones off, and then stay tuned for all the pictures at the end. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Snow globe wonderland.